Hi, my name is Michael and I'm the Shop Geek. On today's episode we're going to fix a shower that's been dripping for the last couple of weeks. So if your shower is dripping from here, this repair will fix that. If your shower is dripping from here, or even here, you've got a bigger problem and we'll deal with that in another episode. Today's repair, you're going to need a butter knife, and I'll show you that in a moment. You're going to need an adjustable wrench and a screwdriver. And unless you know exactly what size washers are inside these handles, you're going to need an assorted washer pack. That's about $2 at Canadian Tire or any local hardware store. You're also going to need a drain plug so you don't drop anything down the shower. So I'm going to put that in now. And I've already turned off the main water supply to the house. So we'll let that little bit of water out and then we'll start our repair. Step one, this is what I would call contractor grade plumbing. I'm going to pop these caps off with the butter knife, and usually there's a notch somewhere along the edge that lets you remove the cap like that. Now inside here is a Phillips screw, so I'm going to first open the valve all the way and then undo the screw, and if I happen to drop this thanks to the plug, it's not going to go anywhere. So once the screw is out, I'll show you what that screw looks like. That holds this cap on. Now we can unscrew the silver plate. And now we can actually access the assembly. So now that we've got the cover plate off, I can get to the hexagonal nut. And I have to unscrew this, remember, always counterclockwise. So let me size my wrench. And twist gently. There we go. You don't have to be too gentle because you do want to get it off, but over the years these tend to seize up. Okay, there we go. You got a little bit of water coming out. Now, don't lose the washer that's around the outer edge of this. I'm going to recycle that one. The washer that we're interested in is in the bottom here. I'll show you a little trick to this now. Now I need to change my screwdriver. Alright, so this washer is being retained with a slot screw. Take your handle and put the cartridge back in the handle. Otherwise, it's just going to spin when you start taking the screw out. I hate slot screws. The world should run on Robertson. Okay. So once you've got that out, we'll pry this washer out. Oops. And this is actually breaking apart in my fingernail, so obviously it's probably about 20 years old. I almost got it. There we go. Okay. You'll notice, it'll be hard to see on the zoom, but there's a big groove inside this. When you turn these knobs, that washer presses down on a ring, and it tends to grind away over the years. So now we're going to find a washer that fits as snugly into the depression here as we can find. So I need one a little larger and slightly smaller than that. So let's see what we've got here. That could be it. Let's try one of these. Perfect. Okay. So I've got 1/4 inch. And I'm going to save the other 1/4 inch for the other faucet. Okay. Oops. Now some of these washer kits give you replacement screws which you can use. This screw looks like it's still in good shape, so I'm just going to recycle it. Tighten that down enough to hold the washer in place. And now, I just need to put this assembly back in. Like that. Tighten it off a little. Don't over tighten this. You really don't want to strip the threads. If you strip the threads in here, generally you end up replacing the entire shower faucet, and we're trying to avoid that. This should only be a $2 repair, not a $40 shower valve. Good. And put everything back on in reverse order. My plate, my cover, okay. Now, with the valve, turn the knob all the way to the right, again, right before you put the screw back in, so that the screw is pressing against something and not just spinning the valve. And we're done. So, once I've replaced the other side, always replace them in pairs. Don't do one, because once it gets to that stage, the other one is probably going to wear out soon as well. Might as well handle it while you've got the water off. As soon as I've done both, we'll turn the water on and test the joints. Occasionally, if you haven't tightened the assembly enough, you get a little water from right here. That just means take the handle off and tighten up that hexagonal nut again until there's no water coming out. Now, I would advise turning the water off again. You don't want to take a shower while you're working on the shower. Water's on, we can check. And we're good. Now, the exact same repair can be done to the bathroom sink or to the kitchen sink, as long as it's a twin handle like this. It looks exactly the same, it's just vertical instead of horizontal. Have fun!